Evan, I know you have some questions here for Coach Engler and the Ryle Raiders.
Coach, got the opportunity to see you guys a few times last year, and what I recall most was after every game, young guys. That was the main takeaway that I got from you, is just how excited you were about these young guys starting, I believe it was 7, 8, 9 sophomores on the defensive side, and just the youth. And now these guys are a year older. So tell me about that, and just how excited you are with this bunch this year.
Well, first of all, thanks for having us on here. Thanks for having us on here. With having so much experience coming back, it's going to be very exciting. And the funny thing is, I feel like we're still kind of under the radar as well when teams are, looking at us when the rankings come out. As far as the young guys, I think against Bryan Station last year in the state quarterfinals, we started 8 sophomores. And that makes for, a lot of experience coming back. We return 4 receivers that had 22 or more catches last year. We return 4 guys on the offensive line. Actually, we returned basically our entire receiving core. We did lose our quarterback, but I think we got one this year that's going to be pretty daggone good. And he learned from his older brother, who was a pretty good quarterback. We returned the top tackler in 6A football last year. We returned a guy that was up there with him until he had a season-ending injury about midway through the season. And defensively, we returned about 13 guys that started 5 or more games last year. So it brings a lot of experience back. And, and some of these guys are starting to get big-time offers, and should be a pretty exciting year.
Coach, you're entering your 11th season, 3 wins away from becoming the all-time winningest coach there at Ryle. I'd be remiss I didn't introduce these guys here formally as we were getting kind of the chairs set up here, but certainly want to give a shout-out to these guys here. Senior defensive end, tight end Dylan Smith. We also have junior linebacker Jacob Savage, senior wide receiver Landon Lorms, and junior quarterback Nathan Virax. And, guys, again, appreciate you being here. And, Evan, go ahead. I'll let you pick it up from there.
Dylan, I'll start with you. As a defensive lineman in a pick 6, you had, 2 of those last year?
I had only 1. Should have had 2.
Okay.
But, yeah.
What? Yeah, who tackled you there?
Cam O'Hara.
Cam.
Cooper quarterback.
Cooper quarterback, gotcha. If that happens again, what's going to happen?
It won't happen again.
And, you're a Louisville commit. That's a big-time offer, big-time program, a Power 4. What's that process been like, and just, seeing yourself develop and, going through that process?
It's been an amazing process from start to finish. And really not only were they recruiting me, they really built a great relationship with my parents and the rest of my family.
And Jacob, has Dylan been putting the press on you? I saw you got a Louisville offer. Tell me about that.
Yeah, he definitely encourages it a lot, and he talks a lot of good things about the program. So yeah, it's cool.
Landon, you come off a strong season again last year. What can you do to elevate your game even more, to even set the standard higher as a program and as one of the top receivers ever to really come out of Northern Kentucky?
Just look to be a leader for my team. Be open to coaching, and just be the best teammate possible.
And Nathan, learning from your older brother Logan, he's he left as Northern Kentucky's all-time leading passer in passing yards, and that's some big shoes to fill. But what's maybe something different that we're going to see from Nathan that we saw maybe from Logan?
I think Logan showed flashes of this, but I think my running ability will really surprise some teams. Coming off this track season, I ran a 11.2 100, and I think it's hard to prepare a team for a guy who runs an 11.2 at wide receiver, a running back that runs an 11.6, and then run a quarterback who also runs an 11.2 100. So I think just the speed, and all of that, just trying to keep up, having to prepare for both of that is something different you'll see this year.
Evan, I'm going to go off script just for a quick second. Nathan, I've been wanting to ask you this. What was it like to catch the home run ball by Reese Hines this summer?
It was pretty awesome. Definitely was not expecting it. Going into the game, I was kind of a late addition to the group. I think I showed up at the person's house that took us there, as the game started, and just walking in, I was like, oh, it's just going to be your normal Reds game, but it turned out to be really fun. It was really awesome to experience that.
What was it like to meet him? What did he say to you? What was that conversation like?
It was pretty funny because the group I was with, it it was me and my brother, and then just my brother's girlfriend, like all her friends. So it was kind of like, it was really awesome, and everyone was really hyped. And then, but you couldn't really tell who caught the ball, like, cause they were freaking out about it. But he was really nice. He was a super nice guy, like down to earth. Like it was great meeting him. It was really fun.
All right, Coach, I got to ask the logo. Who did it first, the Ryle Raiders or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Well, of course, the Ryle Raiders.
Okay.
Actually, I do have a funny story for you. Do you know when Ryle first, and our principal has this on his wall, Ryle almost got sued by the Oakland Raiders because their first colors were silver and black, and they took the logo off of the Raiders, and the owner of the Raiders sent a letter telling Ryle they had to change, and that's why they put orange in their colors.
Al Davis sent
Al Davis sent a
Ryle High
letter
School.
to Randy Cooper, who was the principal at the time, saying they had to change the logo, and the letter is on the principal's wall.
There you go, guys. We're
Fantastic.
bringing the hard-hitting news here on the podcast. So, Coach, tell me, this schedule for you guys. You played Cal, a state champion. You play St. X out of Louisville. You challenge yourself every week, and it seemed like as the year went on, that paid dividends. And I think of the Campbell County game was really the turning point. I believe you were down 21-7. Scored 2 touchdowns late and won the game in overtime, and then it propelled you guys the rest of the year to get to the state quarterfinals. Tell us about that process of just the scheduling and how it pays dividends as the year goes on.
Well, scheduling good football teams is always going to make you better. And the thing that scared us last year, though, was would we overcome some of those early losses to become a good football team? And because of our leadership, because of our players, they were able to overcome that and learn from those games. And and we built some confidence because we should have beaten Cal. We were up 14 at one point in the second half, and we had a couple young mistakes that cost us. We played with St. X the entire game. Actually, we scored like 36 points against St. X. So we had opportunities early. We beat Cooper earlier in the season. So we had opportunities, and we showed signs of being really good. It just took the second half, and actually we were down 17 in the fourth quarter at Campbell County and came back and kicked a field goal to tie it with no time left on the clock to send it in overtime. And then we scored, and I think, Savage, you were the one that scored in overtime on the first play of overtime. And from then on, we won like the next 6 games. And, unfortunately, we went up against a Bryan Station team in the state quarterfinals that ended up making the state finals. I think we played 4 teams that were in the state finals last year. We played 4 more that were in the state semifinals. And, it ended up being a pretty good season. And now we're just going to build on that this year. And we're looking forward to a pretty successful and fun season.
Jacob, I do the weekly leaders for tackles, and every single week you were at the top pretty much. Tell me your mindset on that defensive side and just how that happens where you're always up there in weekly tackle leaders.
It starts out with like our coaching. I feel like our coaches always put our whole defense as a whole in really good spots, but me specifically, they put me in good spots to make plays, and our preparation for the games, we prepare well, and we learn how what they do. Every team's different. Some pass a bunch, some run a bunch, and I feel like just the preparation for the games and everything like that just helps me be in a better situation and position to make lots of tackles. So.
And Landon, we often see the wide receiver basketball combo from a lot of athletes, and that's something that you're a leading scorer for the Raiders basketball team. How do those two sports kind of correlate, and how do you feed off each one, and how does that kind of help you?
A lot of it this year was definitely chemistry, being able to be on the court and on the field with Logan Verax. Just the ability to be able to bounce back and forth. Kind of basketball boosts my athleticism a little bit. Always jumping, always running. Just gaining strength over time, and just being in environments that I had to be a clutch time player, or being like in tight environments that I'd make plays.
And the district was extremely competitive last year. You guys went to the wire with Campbell County, went to the wire with Simon Kenton, and Great Crossings in there too, who I expect to be much improved. What do you see as the district as a whole, and the goal there?
Well, first off, I kind of felt for Campbell a little bit because they had us by 17. They were up on Simon Kenton and lost on a Hail Mary at the end. So, and then I think they pretty had Bullet East on the, defending state champs on the ropes. But the one thing our off season, our out of district schedule prepares us really well. We will not see anything in our districts that's even close to what we play in our first 6 games. And so I think that prepares us really, really well for that and gets us ready for the playoffs. And we're going to open against Covcat. We're going to play Cooper. We're going to play Cal. We're going to play St. X. And if we would have come out of that undefeated, who knows what our RPI would be. So I like our chances, and I like our chances in the district to finish first and get that home field, which will be very big this year because our sister district is pretty tough. So I think I'm looking forward to it.
Guys, really appreciate this perspective. Now, you've heard already 2 answers already here about these ultimate Chick-fil-A go-to orders, but I got to ask you the same thing here. Nathan, we're going to start with you. What is on your go-to Chick-fil-A order?
My go-to is the nuggets and fries. Probably would be the best option for me.
Jacob?
I usually get the grilled chicken sandwich with fries, and I get Polynesian sauce as well.
Nice. Landon?
I got to go with the grilled chicken meal and milkshake along with that.
We can go over to Dylan over here. What's your go-to?
So I like to switch my order up sometimes, but it's usually the chicken nuggets and then lemonade.
Coach, how about you?
By the way, did he tell you it was 30 nuggets?
I was about to
say, how
it's
many?
Probably not just 8 or 10.
Says it so nonchalantly, right?
Yeah. I'm actually a breakfast guy. I like the chicken burrito wrap in the mornings and stuff. But there is one thing I wish they had year-round. That's the peppermint shake. So I love the peppermint shake.
There we go. We got an endorsement for that. Evan, how about you? This is our final question for your go-to order. Put you on the spot.
It's always the spicy chicken sandwich and then the fries. You got to have the Chick-fil-A sauce with it. So, and I love the iced tea lemonade mix. I forget, it's the Sunjoy, I believe is what it's called. That's my go-to drink too.
Good stuff. All right. We really appreciate the Ryle Raiders being here. This concludes our WCPO 9 high school football preview show.